Let's see. Oh, there we go. No. I think we're all good. Wasn't sure. We're all good. Anyway, welcome to the High School Cup, everybody, for AEL Marvel Rivals. My name is Mattse, coming to you live with that for ZK. We are going to be jumping into some Marvel Rivals in a second here. But before we do want to say a big shout out to our sponsors. So, first and foremost, a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. And I'm feeling hungry, Emp. It's about that time of day. Who can I count on to satisfy my hunger?
It is Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie migaré will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au.
Yeah, big shout out to our sponsors, always and forever there, just providing the goods. Definitely encourage everyone to check them out when they get the chance to, because, I've got an AGON by AOC monitor myself, and it's been doing me wonders for the longest time. It's very reliable and very trustworthy. So definitely get yourself an AGON by AOC monitor if you're looking for a monitor. But obviously hunger. It's around lunchtime thereafter, if you're feeling a bit peckish, make sure you get involved with Indomie for some great noodles as well. Definitely one you can count on in those times of need. That is for certain there. But Marvel Rivals Emp, we're so back, and we are on fresh into the new patch as well. Season 3.5 has started today. So really excited to see what the teams are going to be able to cook up here, because Blade is out the gates now. So we haven't seen any Blade at all yet. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know if the teams are going to pick Blade. I don't know what's going to go on, but I know that there's a whole big revamp of team-ups and the heroes. Everything has just changed up. So I feel like heading into this new season, we're going to see prevalence out of the Star-Lord again, particularly with how they can kind of dash around, be a bit flashy with it. And eager to see how that plays out. But what are you most excited for, Amp, heading into the new season?
Look, the one thing I'm happy about is that Blade could potentially be a pick out of this news today, because we have got confirmation that it is possible. But more than anything, I think the team-ups, right? The newer team-ups with Star-Lord, I think that there was I believe there was teleportation that he can set around to post around, so that's definitely going to be a menace where he can set to anywhere he wants. Some of the newer team-ups, the possibility of having the great mix, once again, it's being there. I think one thing that I do dread, and I will stress about this, is Luna Snow. Patch after patch, she goes, oh no, she's either just the one solo pick from the supporters that everyone will always go to, without a doubt, and could also be a ban permanently, especially in this one. Her life leech, I think right now is the one thing that concerns all of us. It's how much more longer can this strategy just stay alive?
Yeah, that's right. How much longer can they stay alive, and how much longer can they be uncontested? Because I feel like that's one of the big problems that teams are faced with in a lot of instances, is that the strategists just have so much power. If you aren't able to get the KOs through onto them, they're basically unstoppable. And it's just so difficult, so hard to try and challenge them there. So really eager to see if they are going to be able to stack the deck and find a way through those strategists, and I'm hopeful that heading into the future at Marvel Rivals that there will be some kind of solution. They might be able to find some deep-rooted counterplay, so to speak, to come through from a lot of our rosters there. I think, we got good times ahead of us, Emp. We got really good times ahead of us. And speaking of good times ahead, we got our first set of teams, don't we? Who's going to be playing, Emp? Tell me all about it. Who is it?
Oh, yeah. Well, returning, we do have BSD Infinity Stones. And representing them, we got Frito, Altai, Squeakers, Diva McFries. What a name that one is, huh? McDonald and Sunman. I feel like, this is a whole team, just massive fans of Maccas all coming in. So, very good Aussie brands. And then on the other side, we have Trinity Titans. Representing them is Verixity, Headgyong, or I don't know, Headgyong, Whoopers 3, Robo Mikey 9, Domo Res 15, and Tiger Dog. That is a sick name. Tiger Dog, not just a normal dog. He has to be a tiger as well. So a little bit of aggressive woof woof.
I love it. You know, they got to bring that kind of aggressive play into the stand here. You know, they got to bring out the ferocity of a tiger. You know, claws out. They're looking to get as much potential into the fray as they possibly can here. So very eager to see what they are going to be able to cook up, so to speak, when they do jump into the mix there. As I think our players are getting ready to rumble in a second here, Amber. I think we could be right around the corner, if I'm not mistaken. But wait and see when we are going to be getting into the ban protect phase, I suppose, or pick ban protect phase, whatever you want to call it. We're getting into it very soon here. I'm sure our players are going to be very excited to see how this one's going down. And you know what? I am too. I'm always interested in what some of the hero picks are coming into the high school league. And I think today's going to be no exception. I think we're going to see some really crazy stuff. But without further ado here, Amp, let's get into it. Let's see these bans.
Yeah, all right. So looking at it right now, we do have a little bit of information. It could also just be them being base. If they say, let's have a handshake and just not have any dealers. But I'm more interested to see if they're going to have any potential look in Mantis fans, because their team up is also significantly stronger right now. The healing is good, but then more on top of it, they actually get to power people up standing on it. So in a game team-based synergy like this, you can do a ton of potential holds and power when it comes down to pushing. And I feel like this is something that a lot of teams probably already looked into. It's like, all right, what happens if we start exploiting it? And look, already a protect onto the blade. Give us this man in. Don't worry about Groot, don't worry about anything, just blade everywhere. That's gonna be sick.
Oh, I'm so scared of what that could be, you know, because we don't even know what Blade's going to be like. This is like the first time Blade's going to be showcased, I feel like. So very eager to tap into that potential, see exactly what they're going to be cooking up here. This is going to be so exciting, so much fun. But Protect coming out on that one. Jeff going to be protected as well for the Titans there. And looking to jump in to the next band here. So Infinity Stones, take away the Storm. No, a Mega Hurricane this time. Definitely a pretty powerful ultimate, I'd say, coming through from some of our heroes there. So we're going to take that potential away immediately. And Spider-Man, going to be locked in for McBoonoo. You can see the hover there as well. So definitely want to keep that one tracking well. And very eager to see how they play around these high mobility heroes, I suppose. And it looks like Trinity looking to play more into the resurrection factor there, playing into that karmic revival.
Yeah, having a choice protect onto Adam Warlock is a little bit of a left side. It could just be their personal choice playing to us, since that they ban away Luna, and they're choosing to protect two of the strategists, and then a VP ban is just to say, all right, you can have the Spidey, but we don't want anything on top of it. So that way, Warlock and of course Jeff don't have to keep them dodging away and be playing unprotected. I feel like it's a more safer choice when it comes down to hashing out their own team's flaws when it comes down to it. And then on the Infinity Stones, they are going to choose to ban away Jean Grey. So no Phoenix. That is very, very interesting kind of a play. So none of them really opting to slash away at the DPS lock away potential, or even when it comes down to the tanking. I believe we are staring at a brand new chapter in all of Marvel Rivals, because Blade is now locked away. Look at the choices. Instant lock into Emma, Thor, and Blade. This is a huge front line. And
already we're seeing them play into that new team up for Blade as well. The new Moon team up with Cloak and Dagger there, as well as Moon Knight potentially, if they wanted to pick into that. So what that team up brings to the fold there is that it allows Moon Knight and or Blade, whomever is involved, to gain that invisibility potential and gain a bit of healing over time. You know, they can kind of phase in and phase out with that team-up ability there. And also, it does allow Blade to unleash a Swift Strike towards a target there. So that's crazy that they're already playing into the team-ups when the character's just been released there. And also, talking about Blade, the new ultimate, 1000-fold slash. enabling reduced healing on all enemies that are hit by it is just insane, because we're just talking about the power of those strategists there, and now there's a solution. So this could be really big for the Infinity Stones here, playing in to this kind of composition.
Yeah, this is already going to be a tough one. I'm not sure if Trinity Titans knows what's going to be happening right now, but as we go into it, you can see a very aggressive takeoff from TSD. They are just going to quickly get into it, taking down the enemy. The dagger is already a huge one, and they're chasing. Look at this play, Brutal. He's having a great time. He goes, what's going on? Have you seen my sword? He goes, I am just gonna go nuts.
Oh my gosh, the Ancestral Sword just putting the work in there. Look at all this KO potential. Like Adam getting the res back from the cocoon there, but they are certainly facing their fair share of struggles. So, looking good so far to get the potential up. Hulk going back in the Hulk mode there. Brutal. Slice and dice once again, trying to isolate them away from the mission area here. Just doing the very best that they can to just hold back. Squeakers up front with the Thor as well. God of Thunder getting closer by the second, but there we go. Brutal jumps straight into the 1,000-fold slash there. Reduced healing coming out to all affected, and they are just reaping the rewards there. Finding KO after KO. Hulk's down to Bruce form, and they should be shut straight out in a second. There we go. Another KO with the little Hunter's shotgun there. So far, so good, my man. And there's more fun on the way.
Yeah, I think Brutal right now is possibly, just playing the most on huge game he's ever played. He's probably got his Sunny song as well, just having such a good time. Nothing really to be contesting here, because as soon as they say, oh, they have to deal with the Emma, they have to deal with the Thor, just charging the front line. Spectacular speed is going to be a space, yeah, but they are going to find the back line. Now this through, but Brutal in a very commanding position. They do trick Madonna onto this one, but that, yeah, that's just going to be more than enough damage to keep them at bay. If they do want to invest a little bit more and push this one, that's going to be fine, but then, they don't have enough of the team to take that commanding positions. They're all pretty much stuck in a hole. And what happens when you're stuck in a hole? Well, you're just going to be completely locked away. So Tunnel Bombs will be invested as well. Both sides doing the same thing. And by Brutal holding on to his soul, doesn't want to do anything else. Invested. They are going to just get a little bit of a room just to get something through. But here he comes, Jeff. Let's see what he gets.
Ooh, Jeff Ty picks up the whole team. They're trying to get out of there, but they're being hunted down by McBooter. And just like that, no one's tapping the point. So it's going to be the first part of Bernard T'Challa taken by the BSDE Infinity Stones there. Really well played coming through from them, and really excited to see what's to come here. Yeah, and let's see how things go down here. Just yes, yep. I see what you see. I see it, and
yep, it has happened. Well, we are
might be. Yeah,
gonna get locked away.
no, we're okay. We're coming back into the fold in a moment, I think.
Yes.
We'll see what's going on. So something seems to be going down here. I think we're A-okay. I think we're A-okay. Well, maybe we're AOC. We're AOC. The best monitors in the world. Right. Yeah.
We're AOC and we're Indomie right now. Where everything's happening.
Everything is good.
Yeah.
Everything's the best. We love to see it. But no, we should be back into the game soon. Just having some technical stuff going on there, but we will be working to resolve it momentarily here. So hopefully all should be resolved in due course here. But still, really great to see the potential coming out early into the game there. We did see Blade. I don't know if they had as much impact as I would have thought. In saying that, though, we did see the ultimate used on just single targets, right? It wasn't tapping into its full potential. When I think about this Blade ultimate, I can see combinations forming, right? I can see a strangling prison into the Blade ultimate into something crazy, getting the shots down to just get a plethora of KOs, or with the comp they have right now, you know, they can play into the Blade Ultimate, then they can jump into something like the Spectacular Spin on Spider-Man and just pump up that damage. Because they have the reduced healing, then they're just able to enable those KOs so freely, right? Because the healing just ain't going to be able to pump out enough. So, really curious to see how they play into that a bit further. But, you know, already they took the first point, so all this doesn't matter until it does. But just thinking hypotheticals right now, you know?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a tough one when you get hit by some kind of a wombo, especially as a Strickland prison. That's pretty much it. You're expecting to get wiped instantly. But I think for the first time that we do have it, is that we have an ult that is pretty much dashing straight forward. So the synergy is rather more favorable towards people who doesn't want to see the full 360 and to get into it. Yes, it might get a little bit more predictable, but then you can see it coming as well. I think because healing reduction is the first time going to be routed into Marvel Rivals minus the Strange King for himself, it creates a unique situation, right? Teams have to consider, well, you know, if we have to deal with a Blade, or Blade comes out of the gate, and he is a menace to us, like, do we invest into 3 strategies instead, or do we go more towards like a more combo niche kind of a team composition? That could be something that people will have to start thinking about, or to start playing all flyers to just leave a tank at the ground, right? Because that is still a thing. Ultron is a thing right now, and Ultron with a paired up Loki, it's not the greatest synergy when it comes down to it, but the power and the potential that you can go towards confusing a Blade player can be a lot more frustrating for them, because as Blade, you want to slash things. You don't want to use your gun and be like, pow pow, you know, I'm going to get the greatest shots, because there are, you know, champions designed for it. But at the same time, you know, it could just be forcing the Blade player to continuously slash at the tank, and then to see what's the maximum value. In the meantime, the flyers will just be like, you know, we deem you you are a pretty much peasant, right, on the ground, so you can't fly, you can't damage us. That could be something else.
Yeah, could be something else entirely. But I think I'm hearing the good word, or I'm seeing the good word here, Emp. It looks like we could be good in a second here. So I think we are going to be getting back to games. So thank you so much for your patience, everybody. It's time to get back down to business. And here we are. Here we are. Welcome back.
Hey. Wait. Oh, okay. We are into it. Well, there's the 1,000 cards right there. They are going to find Jeff at least. So that's going to be one. But then right afterwards, there is going to be the trade as well. He's going to be favoring the Infinity Stones BSDE, taking a commanding lead right now. As the rest is going to play for the setup, they are going to push him all the way back, and I believe that they are not going to be able to do too much. There is going to be got a lightning investor right here, and a whole bunch of Trinity Titans are just going to be desynced.
Yeah, desynchronized, going to be out of whack there. We'll see what they can manage to maneuver out of this. I like how, you know, they're bringing their own Blade into the fray now, trying to see if they can find some kind of play potential out of it. But I mean, it really is circumstantial, right? Being able to get the 1,000-fold slash off to tap in there, it's going to be a difficult endeavor. Speaking of, oh, big choke slam. They immediately shut down the spectacular spin there, get the KO onto McBoonoo. But all the meanwhile, the BRB beacon, Battle Recon beacon, from Sunderman there brings McBoonoo back. So they're in a bit of trouble because Spider-Man, they think they're taking him out. Nuh-uh. Spider-Man's back and they are ready to launch a counterattack.
Yeah, gotta be a little bit careful. So, you know, this is gonna be a lot more than they want to invest. So Destruction is here. They do catch up with Spider-Man at least, but then right after Sunman goes to their kind of bomb. He's gonna be here, but here's Jeff looking at the targets. What do we get here? That is the next question. They only get a floor. So at this second, Speaker's not going to be able to play for this one, as he is going to be split out into the whole of the rest of the world down there. And yeah, Trinity Titans, they are going to be able to go for a capture, which is finally something good for them.
Yeah, I like the delayed KOs coming out there as well. You know, they're really tapping into the potential of their heroes. Like Verixity doing a good job with Itzep, slowing things down here so they can build themselves up a little bit. And now getting that KO onto Sunvan, that's only going to strengthen them, because the more players that they can KO before they get a chance to launch their real attack, the better off that they are going to be. So the Infinity Stones have to figure things out here, have to find a way back into this one. And we'll see if they are going to be able to manage it, as Whoopers is now taking down the Thor in trouble. Squeakers does have God of Thunder online, and there we go. Amper coming up as well. But Thor is just on lock right now. Look at all that potential.
Oh, that knock has worked against him. Knock the Warlock back into a health pack, and that's unfortunate as Brutal also gets grabbed here. Coming for bubbles here, 1,000 cards, he wants it, but he doesn't get any finishers as the rest of his team is looking for the final. We do have the Rocket coming, someone's gonna claim a kill at least. Like Bunu here does finish the rest, but at the same time, you see Brutal still looking at that backline. He's gonna have the epic duel. But at the end of the day, that second point is just going to go into BSDE.
That's it. Point enabled, and that is going to be the mapper taken there. So the Infinity Stones end up with the first win of the term here. Incredible stuff. Frutal on the MVP with the new hero, Blade. And they found a lot of great potential out of it. I was really impressed with how they played that one out there. Emp really enjoyed all that they were bringing to the table, honestly. Like, they played super duper well. And you can see some of the stats online there as well. Just super good play coming out from the Infinity Stones to lock in their first victory of the season. Really, really well done there. And I can't wait to see what else is going to be coming through from some of our other teams.
Yep. I will say, like, he's got the second highest damage right there, especially when the opposite is just going to be Emma. But I will say I am disappointed.
Yeah?
You want to know why?
Tell me.
Because his MVP, they didn't play his music from the movies. Come on.
They need the club scene. Yeah.
That would be sick. Make it into something that, you know, eventually goes to it. You got time. Please do it. I'll be there, you know, throwing it up. Like, you know, that is just absolute cinema. But yes, congratulations to BSDE. That first one was rather nice of a showcase.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there. I think they played exceptionally well. Was really impressed with how they managed to navigate that series and just put on a great show. You know, I think that they did super duper well, and yeah, very excited to see what else is going to be cooking up into the mix later in the piece. But while we get things set up for the next portion of the broadcast, everybody, we are going to be heading to a quick little break. We'll be back before you know it. Good afternoon and welcome back everybody to the AEL High School Marble Rivals Term 3 here. My name is Mattse and I'm coming to you live with Emperor ZK here. For Term 3's action, we had an incredible start to the day. With our first series there, we got to see Blade for the first time and very excited to see if there's going to be more of that heading into the rest of the day as well, Amp. But I think we've got our teams that are going to be playing. Who's next on deck?
Yeah, I think the next one's on deck. We have SBCM Spaghetti Sauce and represented there King Tick Light. Oh, look at this one. Band Over Lover 54546. The Mafioso. Tangent Rouge and Future Ferris 36. Now that is a sick name. And on the opposite side, we have SLCC Rivals Tios.
To the end of time.
Yeah, to the end of time. Okay, I thought it was like a reference to the watch. Okay, yeah, never mind.
No.
So represented there is Saluruku, Pony Javas, Wacky Doodles, Bryce 3307, B493L5, and Shiki.
I think it's Bagels. I think their name's Bagels.
Is it Bagels?
Yeah, because look at how the numbers are. I think it's Bagels.
Oh my god! Imagine that. I didn't get it. Now that's my age.
I can still read between the numbers. You know,
Yep.
We're jumping into the Matrix there a little bit. Unleash my inner Keanu. Yeah, you can be Trinity, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Woo.
Oh, we love it. We love it. But we're going to be getting in to the vetoes. Yes, the vetoes. The band coming to you live right now. So without further ado, let's go.
Oh, look at this. We have a band instantly on Spider-Man and Winter Soldier. That was very interesting because, you know, although we did see the Spider-Man on the last round, on this one, people are just going to play differently. Now that's very interesting. When you ban away the Spider-Man and then you have Mr. Fantastic being protected, this could be a personal choice coming back into here because we already have someone that likes to bend things, and so that could be just his persona. And then having a Wolverine as the protect right after, I'm a fan of, because when you do have current jewelers and even at the front line, a Wolverine does a ton of work to that front line. So I'll be interested to see, you know, what else they want to play keep away. A lot of things right here. If I was on the SLCC side, I will start looking at their front line or their back line and having into it. Emma being locked away is great. It means that, you know, there's not going to be any CC onto that Wolverine, and then on the reverse with a Magneto only says one thing: we should not one-shot our back line.
Yeah, they're not going to be one shot in the back line at all, and Thor are going to be protected again here. So cool to see that one being prioritized. I guess it makes sense considering they gave Thor some little improvements into the season 3.5. So very interesting to see that already playing into favor a bit more once again. But you know what isn't playing into favor? It's the Vanguard, the Thing. Not going to be available in any sense of the word, and Phoenix locked out as well. That's a big one to take out of their hands there, but they've obviously got alternatives available, and it looks like they're going to be playing straight into them.
I just realized SLCC right here, they have the availability to play into a full team up with, look, they have a full team up with Asgardians if they want to, but then more on top of that, they have...
Not so sure.
I mean, Loki,
Loki's removed from the Asgardians team up in season 3.5 Imp.
Yeah, but
it's only Hela and Thor now.
What about Mantis? If you add Mantis Loki with the group, doesn't the group get a flower war now with Mantis?
Yeah, that's right. So you'll get the additional wall coming up from that team up. But yeah, no more Asgardian team up unless you got Thor and Hela. Loki's gone on holiday.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah, that's actually quite interesting coming into it. Wow, look at those walls of stickers and sprays. I like this.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing, right? Exactly. You're talking about it because we don't have the thing here, so we're not gonna be seeing it from SLC at all. None of this is gonna be making sense for these matches. But what we do have make sensing is this is gonna be a rather quick one. Right, when everyone's coming into a very crowded spacing and there's going to be very little room to maneuver, especially if you want to straight this up straight because you're magic, that's going to be fine. But with a group in mix at the front, that's going to just reduce a whole ton of movement. And in the beginning, Tangent is just going to be out of here, and the rest of them is very low.
Yeah, really low. Got a lot of potential around them. We'll see what they can cook up out of this one. It looks like Rivals to the End of Time just going to be able to gain some significant control there, so strolling ahead of it. Adam does make their comeback with the Cocoon for 5-4, 5-4, 6 numbers. And they will be looking to try and support their teammates heading back towards the mission area here, but still significant presence being established nice and early from the Rivals to the End of Time, like playing around those ironwood walls there, you know, the fine strikes coming out. I like the potential from Bryce here, just cutting off those lines of sight.
Yeah, this is one of those things, right? We have a group in these kind of places. As soon as you finally get the chance to move forward, he's going to cut your whole backline up, but there is going to be at least the kill coming back from their side, so he's going to get taken out here. But, it's still SLCC holding a strong line here. They're maintaining that entrance really well. You do come in, there's a whole bunch of people that's just going to slaughtering you. And right there, again, Kenji and Rouge is going to get taken out. Very cut off from this team. They aren't able to keep up the healing. And right after that, 2 more to go down. They get 1 to the back, but look at the trade. Look at the confidence. This is people, a support duel coming in. They don't care about the team. They say, we're here to play. Now, Iron Man to join into the mix. This is fantastic, doing as much as he can. But right after that, it's 2 against 5. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it whatsoever there, so they're just going to be stuck out here. May be able to play into the Strange on this one. You know, they got the Brainiac bounce available, got a Thunder. Like, there's a few tools that Spaghetti Sauce can use to their advantage here to get back onto the mission area, but it's still going to be difficult. There it is. Brainiac bounce coming through. Fate of Both Worlds going to be proc to try and stop them in their tracks there. They have managed to find a couple of KOs across the board here, but Eternal Bond from the Mafioso going to be good to keep their team alive a little bit longer here. Oh, I have like a Moto. That's so big. Look at the KO potential. They are just knocking them down. OT trickling through, and they get their chance to fight back.
Yeah, let's go. SBC and Spaghetti Sauce. He's going to find at least a little bit more back into the first point, although it's 99% on the side of SLCC. They should be happy that they were at least able to set this one up, get the capture. And now this is one of the opportunities. They do have a little bit more to say into it. Both has at least a lot of ults. There is going to be a portal set up here. I believe there's going to be more. Yeah, coming across from the top. They are going to find 2 kills. And the cold channel is going to throw home to the point. Yes, he can be the goddess of death right here. But when you can't do much, when a lot more is going to be aimed at you, the revival is going to at least get a few more coming through. Both sides have it. They can continue this fight a lot more. No one's contesting, and Tony is doing whatever he wants right now. There is just going to be another Fate of Both Worlds. He's going to be thrown right here. They are going to continuously play into a SBCM, looking to maybe get something, but they are currently down 2 members.
Yeah, down by 2, looking to see if they can break in some more, but they're facing more and more punishment as the time plays out here. Still haven't captured the mission area. Like, they're doing a great job just to stall things out, but Strange will go down eventually, and there we go. Overtime timer in a front. Thor desperately trying to push back onto the mission area. Gets KO'd immediately. Not waiting for their teammates, and they're all just going to trickle through one after the other. They all fall down, and just like that, we see the first point of Hell's Heaven go in a favor of the Rivals to the End of Time. So, solid start coming through. It's time to head from the Frozen Airfield into the Eldritch Monument and maybe into the Super Soldier Factory, but we'll see what happens there, and we'll see how this one's going to go, because Rivals till the end of time already starting off strong. Like, that Groot has been such a commanding force.
30 seconds before you attack.
Yeah, this is one of those problems. You know, when you have that front line, it's just an unbreakable piece of wood. You know, that furniture. It's just completely staring at you.
Touch wood, right?
Right, touch wood.
Yeah.
You're gonna touch grass, so you're gonna touch wood. And imagine if we ever get a future skin where Groot is gonna just, you know, when he does hit you, it's gonna be an extension like a table or something. Like, you know, just augments his arm to be a normal table. I will be the one to fight that skin instantly. But yes, coming back into it, it is a huge problem. There isn't enough in the side of Speedy Source until now where they do have a Wolverine pick to deal with it. But yeah, that first one has been a very joint adventure where yes, they're able to extend the fight and get a little bit of more DPS in. Bryce was just having the time of his life. He doesn't have to do anything. Sits up the walls, just starts, you know, whacking things away. As here we go, you know, going into the different area. It's going to be unlocked now. But you can see it, Tony is just fighting this Mantis as Randy bounce. It's going to be invested, but 2 of the KOs is going to be on the side of Speedy Source.
That's it, but they could find some more. The Wolverine definitely going to be a turning point for them here. Future Ferris goes down though. Darkchild coming out from Tony there. We're going to bring that magic power, strangling prison, locking them in place. Could be more around the bend as well, but Bagels and Co start the flow of KOs for all the strategists here. Triple strategist and triple power. Got a Thunder coming out from a tangent there, and they will perish. So, good KO coming through from the Rivals to the end of time as well. And look at that. They're starting a little disco, a little party on the point.
I mean, when you're doing nothing, you might as well start putting up, right? That's
Yeah.
the vibe we're going with. And the off angle, we know what's going to happen here, right? Wacky Doodles is going to be looking for the angle. If he finds anything of the strategist onto the back line, he's going to instantly come down with his own. In the meantime, Wolverine doing a ton of work at the back, but he has no support. One against Loki, that's not a fair play. But in the meantime, Shiki does goes down, but then right after, Bend Over is gone, King is gone. There is just nothing else that you can say to be contesting. Everyone's jumping into the point. Kitty Sword right now, not finding the most of success at all.
Yeah, not finding the most success whatsoever there, but we'll see what else they are going to be able to manage now. Wolverine in a bit of trouble, trying to fight head on here. Magic, though, does find the KO. Good job from Tony. It's Jeff time coming out there, and they get nada. Nice jump away, and they will be able to get the KO through as well. So that's one strategist dealt with for the Spaghetti Sauce side. They got a couple more, though. They got Cloak, Mantis, ready to go. And they're managing to take out some more as well. Soul Resurgence online. God of Thunder wanting the same. Things looking better. They're committing all the ults here. But Bagels has jumped in with the God of Mischief. This could be a big one. Fate of Both Worlds doing leaps and bounds to keep Rivals to the end of time alive here.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue here because right after they are done, they don't get the results. It's going to be a rough one, but there's at least 2 kills coming through. They are going to be able to get a capture. And yeah, alright, it looks like Rivals, they are going to concede the point and said, yep, we already throw the whole thing. We've lost too many members early, so we are just going to wait up a little bit. While they are going to find Tony right here, it's going to buy Spaghetti Sauce a little bit more agency here. A few more percentage, but quarter play, looking at it from the top. Yeah, they're gonna go for the drop here. Hot drop coming in. Gotta be careful because the prison can just be penalty, and they are gonna find the back line. Already finding Ben Over, and there is gonna be Darkchild onto the side. They're looking at purely the back line. You don't get to play, you don't get to heal. Do whatever you want because you're gonna get wiped.
That's it. Gonna get absolutely wiped out there. Rivals to the end of time, cleaning that point up. And we're gonna get on top of things one step further. The only thing Spaghetti Sauce could do now is potentially Strange Portal on, but there's no Strange, and there's no worries. Rivals to the end of time take control of that series, and we'll be able to win it out in a clean 2-0 on the points sweep there. So, super duper great beginning to the season, and excited to see where these victories take them.
Look at that. Loki. Bagels. Bagels on the side with a Loki uncontested. Pretty much did most of the footwork coming into the heels and providing the distraction in the second round against the Wolverine. When the Wolverine is not hitting that front line, hitting the back line, sometimes it could be a bit of a loss here. But definitely, if you do see it, the charts here, Bagels 22, 3, 31 with 19k heals. This player is someone to be fearful of. And also, to give a little bit more context, when you know how to play Loki and you're confident to pull one out during a rank or a competition game, this is a target that you need to fully contest.
That's right, you definitely want to limit the high power, high potential heroes there, because otherwise they may come back and become a real big thorn in your side, right? So, very eager to see how things play out into the rest of our endeavors here. Really great second series on the books there. Things are going good, going great even. So, great to see how things go heading into the rest of the season for them, and very excited for everything that's going to be in store. But while we get things set up for our next series, everybody, we are going to head to a quick BRB. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Term 3 here for Marvel Rivals. My name is Mattse, and I'm coming to you live with Emperor ZK, and we are going to be getting stuck into our next match of the afternoon here very, very soon. Which teams do we have? Glad you asked. It's Punchbowl Boys High School taking on Faith Falcons. So we've seen some of these high school representatives before, and now we get to see some of them again, and we get to see some new faces as well.
Yeah, representing Punchbowl Boys is Melks, Justin Shack, Glory Von Goong, Big Man 9099, Beast Node, and Marcus Leroy. And on the side of Fate Falcons, we have Whale Bacon. Okay. Yes, I'm a spid.
Yep.
BC Tube 15-2. Harlock BGYT. Okay. The Sands Man, and yep, it's a little bit too quick for me for the last one. But yes, very, very excited. I have seen Fate Falcons and Punchbowl Boys playing a ton of competition through the AEL. And so, by all means, please get them into Marvel Rivals. Be a sick time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome time. The map coming up is going to be Krakoa as well for our domination map. So very excited to see how this one's going to play out, everybody. I think we've got a lot of fun times ahead, so to speak, once we get our players loaded into the ban and protect phase. But very curious, I suppose, what the next endeavor is going to look like. What kind of heroes they're going to be thinking about. We're going to find out right now. And here we are, Emp. It's ban protect time, and the first ban going towards Faith Falcons is going to be something. I don't know what yet. Ooh, Star-Lord.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's just right out of the gates. Like, don't even think about it. Just going to go straight into Star-Lord. We don't care. You're not going to be playing a teleporter boss beater here. Okay, and then a Jeff ban as well. They're saying no to the shock right here, which is a little bit sad, but then again, he does have some of the greatest plays out here. Can be super annoying to deal with in the end of the day. Magneto onto the Protect, which is personally really good. Looking to completely lock away the targets at the back. I can see the plans coming in from Punchbowl Board. They're saying, yep, you get no mobility at the back. If we get a Meteor AM, it's going to be aimed straight at the strategist. Fate Falcons, meanwhile, waiting for theirs. It's going to be a Group Protect, which is obviously another very strong front line. And now here, because we do have protects onto some of the greatest tanks here, I'll be very hard pressed to see any more further bans onto it. So right now DPS is going to be focused around having no Iron, which I guess is okay, because Iron Squirrel team up right now can be a little bit annoying to deal with, very tricky to play around, especially with especially if you want to be dealing with more flyers. That's something that you might potentially not look into. And now finally, a school to say no to the Loki. Finally, yes. Do not give Loki away.
Yeah, no Loki going to be here today. Wolverine, though. Ooh, going to be protected. Next protect coming out from Faith Falcons here. We'll see what they can navigate out of this one. Looking to go in one direction or the other. They're not giving anything away, though. There we go. Lunar Snow going to be the one that gets locked in there. So really powerful strategist for them with the Fate of Both Worlds. Always going to be a staple pick coming through there. But next ban on the line, Faith Falcons. Where do they go?
I reckon right here, it might just be a further DPS ban. They don't really have too much to overly consider. No, it's going to be a... Yep, okay. So we don't have one just yet. On the other side of Punchbowl, they are going to be having a position. Yeah, it's going to be the DPS. Straight up, it means that no thing team up. You don't get the 2-for-1. You don't get the full lift. At this stage, it is a very broad traditional bans here and there. They both respect the new things. Oh, hang on a second.
There's a team up.
The team up.
Wolverine.
I guess they are just going to get Justin to have a very good time to get very upfront and personal. I believe personally is one of the best things that Wolverine only needs. He doesn't need extra skills. He just needs more healing factor. And with Jean Grey into the mix, this man is gonna just completely wreck that front.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Amp. I think they're going to be able to tear things up on the front line there here on Krakoa. So, very keen to see how things go down jumping in to this next endeavor as both teams prepare themselves. We got Vanguard's Pig doing a jig, well Bacon for Faith Falcons here jumping on the Magneto. The thing, they got both of the Bullet Hell shooters there coming out with the Punisher, Winter Soldier, Rocket Luna. Looking pretty good. But Punchbowl Boys High School, Wolverine on deck with Phoenix there, Magneto, Strange, Luna, Cloak. Pretty solid lineups across both sides. I think that the thing is going to be good for Faith Falcons to deal with the shields, but I am curious how they're going to be able to deal with that Wolverine team up with the lifesteal, because it's just so powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, super popular, super good. They only need like a few taps to get a little bit of feral leap, and then just instantly start doing a ton of damage, and then he becomes an unkillable target. In the meantime, Faith Falcons is playing a little bit like as in season 0 and 1. He's still around with a little bit of bullets being given out, but right here there is going to be a brought back into Pig doing the jig, taking on just a little bit too much right here. You can see, you know, Justin being powered up, doesn't really want to go too hard onto it, but there is going to be a massive laser. Look how much DPS he is just pumping onto the thing. Doesn't want to overstep his welcome. He knows it, and I'm a fan of it. But Pig doing a jig once again goes down. The value being provided by this front line as they are playing the full containment is just a little bit too much, and that is going to be the full lockup. The rest doesn't really have too much to be saying.
Yeah, the rest don't have too much to be saying there, too much to be reflecting. So, very curious to see how things will progress coming forward here. Whether we do see the last stand locked in there. They got the Seer online for Rocket, so could be good with the amplifier. But Eternal Bonder coming out here for Mulks, so still looking good to build things up. Faith Falcons, though, need to find a way to capture the mission area for their own, because Punchbowl Boys are just managing to garner a lot of percentage uncontested at the moment.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to go for an off angle right here, but IStar's trying to cut the backs. It was going to be funny one, but once again, you know, the front is just all gone and melted. It's a very destroying take onto the team, but here is going to be a little bit more. Vulcan want to come out, gets denied by the Sandman here. That is also quite good, but at the same time, you know, there is still no capture to the point. There is nothing to be played just yet. Better both worlds being invested, trying to buy just a little bit more of a distance in, but I feel like that's not enough. It's being thrown out there for no reason. Here comes Kraken Impact. He's not going to find any value, and he took the bottom to the side. Yeah, it's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, going to be a really rough one, but I mean, now they're getting KOs on to the mission area here, and really managing to take full advantage of this situation. Wolverine still got that last stand available as well, should they require it, but doesn't look like they're going to need any of that. They're going to be able to lock it in and take their first capture onto the cradle sector of Krakoa here, and now we're moving to the carousel. I don't know if we're going to make it to the Grove though, but things looking pretty solid so far for Punchbowl Boys High School.
Yeah, I'm in agreement right now. Your Faith Falcons doesn't switch up a few of their picks right now. It can be ending in very big quick turnaround, I gotta say. Like the Sandman, he didn't even get a chance to quickly set his turret up. He couldn't provide that overall value to being down the front line. You know, and the front line from Punchbowl Boys are the reason that they are winning. You know, yes, Beast Nona, Marcus, and Melks, they are doing their thing, but then, you know, the big man, Glory, and Justin, they are shredding that front. Nothing is getting past them, and when Pig is doing something to try to go front with Magneto, he gets picked apart. And right now, you know, we don't really have too much of a change, minus the Black Panther that maybe is going to find the support at the back, but at this stage, it is still very unlikely that he's going to find that agency.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unlikely, like you said there, that they're going to be able to find that agency. So, curious to see how things work out for them. So we jump in to the rest of this one now. Pete doing a jig, jumping onto the BP. You don't see Black Panther all the time, but, I mean, in the right hands, BP can be an absolute menace. Speaking of being a menace, though, Wolverine looking to stay in control of this one, getting all the KOs in abundance right now. Black Panther trying their best to hold on for dear life here, but they have been wiped out. And so, Punchbowl Boys High School going to be staying on top of things. Really solid stuff coming out from them thus far.
Yeah, you know, the salesman, he's been holding to that old this whole time. He's never had a chance to be blasting it. In the meantime, here's the containment game coming back in from Punchbowl Boys. They are looking at all front targets here. And when they're all together, and you have Beastland on that Phoenix just continuously blasting them, you know, just takes 3 taps, exposed, everything else. It's just a little bit too much to be dealing with. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of a thing problem here at the back. Let's try to find some semblance of maybe a capture, but he's being organized into the grave, straight back up. It means that this destroying play is still not going to be working out at the second, and you don't even get the Wolverine. That is just unfortunate.
Yeah, super duper unfortunate for them there. So, going to be facing their fair share of difficulties coming out of this one. Like, they're trying their best to get on track of things, but the Punchbowl Boys High School are just doing such a great job of isolating these picks here, getting the KOs through one after the other. And I mean, they're managing their ult economy super well as well. Like, they've got 4 ults online right now, and are looking to track towards a 5th pretty soon as well. But I mean, Faith Falcons, they're now looking to jump into the Kraken Impact here, see if they can get anything from it. I don't think it landed, so they're going to lose the value of that one. And already losing some more of their players as well. But good to bait out the fate of both worlds. I mean, I don't know if it was the right time for it necessarily, considering Punchbowl Boys High School aren't at the top of percentage yet. But they're doing a great job of just playing the mind games right now.
Yeah, lots of ultras being dumped here by both sides, but you gotta remember, you still have to capture the objective. 3% left. I don't think it's gonna be happening. And so, yeah, that's just gone. Faith Falcons failed to really put up the resistance here. Having no momentum just speaks volume that Punchbowl Boys was very ready for today's match.
Couldn't agree with you more there, Emp. I think that, you know, they showcase the fact that they're locked in. And the MVP are coming out on to the Phoenix there as well, showcasing their capabilities in their fullness there. Just really well done coming out from Punchbowl Boys High School on Krakoa. You know, they take a commanding result, finding their first victory of the season there. And you can see in the stats as well, like some of their players didn't even lose a single casualty. You know, there was no KOs going towards them. Like for Glory Von Goon, Beast Node there. Just really solid stuff coming out here. So, eager to see how they shape up heading into the rest of the season. And I hope that this game was a good learning experience for the Faith Falcons there, you know, because it certainly was a difficult one. But I feel like, you know, there's still that potential for them to bring themselves back and have a much brighter season ahead as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, this is the first time that you get into it. It's the first week, so whatever happens, happens. It just means that you need to work a little bit more differently, have that full measure of control to be brought back into your side. First thing first is probably the team up. Have to have a look at the new team up to see where we go at it, study, you know, what works best, and then play around that pick and ban phase. Might just be the better play right here, but in the meantime, Punchbowl Boys, man, right out of the gates, instantly locked in, ready to go. Phoenix team up with a Wolverine was just way too much. You know, double tank plus a Wolverine shredding. Yeah, it was beautiful to see.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more there, Emp. Really great stuff, you know, really great showcase coming out from our teams out of that one. And very excited to see what our final game of the day is going to look like. You know, while we get that one set up for you all, though, we are going to be heading to a break. So, we'll get that one into the works, and we'll see you on the other side. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Marvel Rivals Term 3 here. We have our next match on its way very, very soon. It's going to be on Clintar, if I'm not mistaken. Celestial Husk coming to you live. The teams are going to be SLCC Rivals to the End of Time, taking on SPLC Panthers. And Amp, I think we're getting in to the Ban Protect phase right now.
Yeah. So it's a rather quick one. Representing them, you got Shiki, Tony Jarvis, Bryce, Wacky Doodle, Saruku, and Bagels. We've seen them earlier today. And now on the side of SPLC, you have Hot Puppy, the Hyper, June Overwatch, Nio, Mr. E-Turtle 1, and Rody. It's 1098. Cool. That, I mean, look, you know, both players ready to go. Magic is going to be banned away here. I think they were already anticipating this. I believe Rivals did play a very good Magic, so having that one locked away is pretty good. Emma being banned away, now that is a good one, right? Either you're going to be banning out the top 3 tanks, which is going to be, well, actually I should say top 4, right? Top 4 is like Emma, Groot, Magneto, and the Thing. Either way, depending on how you play it, that's just going to have to be something that you have to deal with. Could just be a personal choice. Having a full protect onto the Loki means that they know exactly what they can be playing with. They can be looking to just have a very big urgency into the group. Now, having a Doctor Strange being protected from the Panthers, I feel like, you know, we're at the stage where you shouldn't be a ban anymore to certain characters. Like Strange is always going to be there. Strange specialist who plays it, I guess, you know, they always like groan and moan that yes, they're going to get a lot of poison. Last minute portal is what makes it the best thing to save the game sometimes. But at this stage, it should just be like a general handshake. You don't need to heroes like Doctor Strange anymore. But then again, you know, Spider-Man being locked away, it's another one just fully targeted at the Rivals, and then having the Invisible being locked away here. Now that I have not seen in a long time, but it does just scream that your front and your back is going to be a little bit less of that you can't really protect this.
Yeah, looking to get those targeted bans and picks through there. Really curious to see what value they'll find from them, you know, because like you said, you don't see the Invisible Woman get banned off often, if not at all, commonly these days, you know, more often than not. Loki banned out, or potentially the Luna, so really interesting to see the flexibility of some of these bans coming through, especially the fact that they're focusing around the duelists, you know, chopping away at the Magic, Spider-Man, like pretty higher mobility duelists, I say, is interesting to see their focal point over the match so far. But Phoenix going to be banned out. Okay, so again, really focused around those duelists. Like they're giving them a lot of freedom around the vanguards they can choose. So like we could see, you know, something as crazy as like potentially Magneto coming through, playing alongside a Strange there, or like they can play anything pretty much, which is crazy.
I'm not judging.
Yeah, I think when you lock away Spider-Man and Magic, it just screams to me that you want to protect your backline at all costs. And then right after that, having a Phoenix Man to deny the passive team up from Wolverine, I guess, like, yeah, you know, it's good, but there is still methods to deal with that backline. You know, we have not seen Black Panther from the End of Time just yet. Like, they can be hovering a Panther, they can be hovering a potential diver comp with like Venoms if they want. And that's still something that they might have to be dealing with. And look at SPLC Panthers. Look at this. We have Nile on the Storm, which in this stage, it's a really good pick because you have lots of vulnerability. You have lots of room to make a good play into it. We can potentially also have a really nice Sharknado as well. But still, you can see it. SLCC Rivals, Black Panther has come out. They do have a very strong front line. The back line is also quite empowered. It'll be interesting to see what the Panthers can come up with.
Yeah, really curious to see how they're going to be able to play this one out now as we jump in. The gates are open, and we are gliding our way, skiing our way along towards the mission area here. So, On a map like this one, in the Celestial Husk, it's going to be really important to take control of that high ground early. You know, play around your high grounds. Even this middle area here, just going to be such a high value point of contention because you just have so much view and so much vision over the mission area there. So, really great to see that they're already just fighting, playing the tug of war for control. But Rivals to the end of time, they've already started to gain a bit of ground onto the percentage there, looking to lock it in. And here we go.
Yeah, you had Black Panther Tony at the back, instantly diverting their attention away. So no one able to keep up Mr. E Turtle. So he gets taken out, but at least it's too bad of a show just yet. Capture point obviously goes to SSC right first, but they are looking to take a little bit more. They are going to trade Tony for the Hyper. But when you trade a Black Panther for your Magneto, that is a big one that you're taking time. And then Juno also goes down at the result. It just means that SOCC, now they have already got everything that they want. SPLC, they have to quickly adjust themselves. And I like this. Hot Puppy quickly changing into the Ultron. And then you have the Hyper switching up the thing. They are going to get Nana Ray out here, trying to find a little bit more play to it. They are looking at the ball, but right after that, it's not enough. Fastest descent at the back. Finds 2. Oh, they find 3. Oh, the spirit is gone.
Yeah, really great KOs coming out there from Tony, looking to catch another one onto the Storm as well. But Storm rains havoc down from above there. Really great stuff coming through from them. But they still haven't managed to get any ground onto the mission area. Like SLCC, Rivals to the end of time, are doing a great job of just holding on. Sure, they're losing some of their members as they're getting KO'd through, but the Panthers aren't capitalizing. They aren't taking advantage here. Like, look at this. They've captured that Strange there, jumping into the Feral Leap and looking to do so much more. Last Stand coming out. The KOs are coming in waves here. Quadra KO on a deck. I'm looking to shut down Hulk as well. Surely it's not going to be the Penta. Surely it's not going to be the Hexa. They're just hunting this one down. Very keen on those KOs, but they know when the battle's won and when to not overstay their welcome.
Yeah, oh, look at the portal right here. And here comes KO. Second. Are we potentially looking at this? Indeed, there is going to be a year's jet for Fatal both. And there is at least going to be 2. That's going to be 2 out there, but guess nothing. You get nothing from a 1 leaves out, 1 comes out, and Eye of Agamotto is on deck right here. They're channeling everything they can, but you can see all the switches. SPLC Panthers, they're throwing everything they can at it. They get the point, they finally get a lot more. Here comes Comic Revival, gets the resist. SOCC Rivals from the top, they are going to be dealing with this one. Agamotto catches a little bit more after the back. They are looking to finish off them completely, and all of a sudden, SPLC Panthers, they are going to be cleared out from the side.
That's it, going to be cleared out now. Carving the way forward to the 100% mark, and there it is. No contest there. That's going to be the first mission area locked down on the Celestial Husk here for the Rivals to the end of time. Celestial Hand has now been closed, and now we have to try and decode the Celestial Codex. As we jump in to the next objective here, you can see some of the team-ups already coming into play. Luna, Adam, and more to follow there. So, very excited for what's going to be in store for us. You know, we got ults available as well. The one ult, as a matter of fact, it's going to be Dance of the Butterfly, a graceful ult with Last Stand right around the corner. So Rivals to the end of time do have a bit of an advantage in that sense for the ult economy. I mean, Hulk, you know, they can become Big Hulk, no worries, but they don't have the World Breaker available just yet. Or the Hulk Smash.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, SPLC Panthers' current team composition, it's a little bit too lackluster, I feel like. Yes, they're going to find a little bit more consistent DPS here and there, but it doesn't solve the problem, right? So Tony has just been wreaking havoc onto the back line, able to do whatever the hell they want, but Tony is also not really playing right now. He's going to be late to it, but that's going to be just fine because he does have dash, so, you know, solo is a thing. In the meantime, you know, yes, you might be able to break apart that front a little bit more because of the consistency. But right after that, you know, you have to solve the issue where your strategist is not really being taken care of. Now, this is very interesting where you do want to have a one-on-one here. When it's a Psylocke against a I don't know if that's ever going to work out. Meanwhile, last set has already been used here. It's going to find a little bit of value as they are going to find Nile here, but the capture point is slowly being taken by SLCC. They are just looking to do a general little bit of wrap up cleanup, but they have lost their Warlock in the meantime. That's a little bit of a worry, but it's not going to be enough to give them a headache.
Yeah, not going to be enough to really give them a headache here, really leave them scratching their heads. So they're going to be looking pretty comfortable, pretty solid. So eager to see how things go down into the rest of this one. Ooh, looks like we've got some portal potential inbound there. I like how we do have Juno changing things up and looking to play into the Supernova with the Torch. I think Torch is a really powerful pick in the main stage, so eager to see if they can put on a show on both sides there. Fate of both worlds coming out. I think Panthers are going to have advantage, maybe? Or maybe Rivals to the end of time, perhaps. I think they popped theirs last, if I'm not mistaken, but looks like they're all going to go down no matter what. So, Panthers track ahead.
Yeah, Panthers, they finally find a little bit more to be playing around. And I feel like Juno, you know, does have a lot more provided coverage around the Stacklamites. Which means that, you know, he doesn't really have to think way too overly much. But right here comes the portal. Here comes the drop. I have Agamotto. That's fine. At least a little bit of a stun here. They do find the backline, but Goddess of Death being channeled, it means that the backline that just followed them in, they're all gonna get cleaned up. Goddess of Death doing a ton of work, and here comes Dance of the Butterfly. Although you are gonna find one right after, there is no capture peak on the ground as he quickly just escaped from it. While he's being hunted, the rest of Panthers, they finally found a foothold. They finally found their perfect composition to counter the Rivals, and this is something that they're gonna have to be okay with.
Yeah, gonna have to be okay with that, and it looks like a pause will be coming through now. So hopefully everything should be getting resolved momentarily there. But you know, it gives us a bit of time to breathe, a moment to soak in the series there. And so far everything's been all good, Amp, hasn't it? You know, everything's been pretty solid.
Yeah, I will say the first one was definitely nothing to be really talking about, but the second one, they dealt with the pressure, and it was fine. You know, when you don't want to be dealing with too much of a ground pressure, especially with Black Panther, switch to the air. You know, just go with it, do whatever you want, and especially if the Human Torch is available, definitely play into it. I like how they were very quick at it to switch, especially since Moon Knight was on the deck, and then Moon Knight was just gone. You know, and then right after that, they just kept on switching, and they found something that works. So finally, you know, it looks to be even Stevens so far.
That's it. Looks to be even Stevens, and very eager to see exactly which direction they are going to be going with it once we do get back into the fray here. You know, I think that everything should be all good momentarily, or all good perhaps almost now. So very excited to see what's going to be coming out of this. I think all of our players are going to be tracking well to put on a good show. You know, we've progressed most of the way through it thus far, but we'll see what else is going to be happening.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a little bit of an extension here and there, but that's going to be...
Yeah. We should be all good. Possibly. Hopefully. Maybe. Yes. Nah, we'll be all good. Whilst we get this one sorted out, everybody, we are just going to head to a quick BRB, but we'll be back with the game before you know it. Hello, thank you so much for your patience, and welcome back to AEL High School for Marvel Rivals here in Term 3. My name's Mattse, and I'm here with Emperor ZK. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we are about to start our next segment, which is continuing the game of Marvel Rivals. And Emp, how do you feel heading into this situation?
Well, I think last time I remember was 44% on each side. Panthers finally having a little bit more to do with the second round. It's going to be a good one. But in the meantime, looking forward to some serious blowback because
Here we go.
You gotta show us what you got.
Can't handle the heat.
Can't handle the heat. That's exactly what Torch are going to be saying there. So, let's see. Who's going to be able to handle the heat? Jumping in to this one now. So they are going to be sticking it out for the second here. Wolverine going hunting again. Last stand up if they require it. Ayavamoto comes out for Mr. Yeet there. Triple KO and more to follow. Solid stuff from the Panthers here. Adam coming back through the cocoon. See you later. They're going to be gone. So that's already a big stagger potential. Rivals to the end of time. Probably... yeah, just either need to get onto the point or run it back and get a Strange through. Try their best to do something to help stagger this one out. They got a few ultimates though. Eternal Bond right around the corner, so that's going to be really well timed for them. There we go. They've jumped straight into it. I don't know if that's the wisest choice because now Panthers, they activate the Fate of Both Worlds later and they have that additional healing a bit longer.
Yeah, I think the desperation did come out from the Rivals. They said, just send it, let's see what happens. And as a result, their backline just melted. And they died with the resurrection up. So, no comic revival. This OT was a little bit doomed to begin with. So, Panthers, they will take that in stride. Although there was, a little bit of mixed doubt in the beginning, they were finally able to take us to Celestial World. I dare say, Rivals... they switched off a few things. They don't want to be playing any more Panther, no more Psylocke, and now Tony. He is going to be... oh, hang on a second. I'm excited. I thought we were finally going to have a Mantis coming back up. The Mantis full team up would have been great, but there is going to be Bagels on two. I believe there is going to be more of AOC. Lunachi going to be offered for a full dive. I guess, Shunk, is this what we are going to? Like, do we get to see more background plays than dives just to deal with SPLC Panthers? That's yet to be seen. Although it's, a answer, I believe it's not the greatest answer that Rivals just yet. So this could be also a testing phase.
Yeah, I think it definitely can be a bit of a testing phase there. I think they're just trying to test the waters, see what they can do here, but we'll see what is going to be online as the mission area looks to unlock within the next 10 seconds. Ooh, Bagels ready. Could see a bit of living chi coming out from them. Don't see the Iron Fist every day, but today is their lucky day, and they're ready to play, my man. Already KO's coming through. Luna for Luna, though. Rowdy. Going to be good for that one. Bagels trying their best to shut down the Torch. They need help from their teammates, though, if they want to get a KO through there. But no one is assisting. So Torch are going to not be extinguished at all.
Yeah, I believe that if you had the Soldier or something, that still be okay. Or the Punisher at least, but the second, Goddess of Death is here. I have Agomon side, Fate of Both Worlds. Everyone's throwing things, but I guess SPLC Panthers, they are not really having the best of success into this one, because it was rather an aggressive one. What they are all going to be shut down here, is still a little bit more that they have to deal with. They still have a Torch problem. And the Torch is still surviving. He finally gets cleaned up, but it was from the strategist instead. Like, when it comes down to things like this, it just goes to speak volumes, right? You have to make it through with everything that the Human Torch has to offer. While they might be able to set this for the full chokehold if they want to call it, even that there still remains to have a lot more that they have to be like put out. So Iron Fist gets picked apart, doesn't really have that value to be thrown out. So 5v6, Panthers, Supernova into the back line. Look at it. Look how much he's doing. There's just no answer still.
Yeah, zero answer, zero response, and they're going to be able to take it back. But Karmic Revival, everybody's back, straight into the fate of both worlds, all ult online. And they are looking to shut them down, but both fate of both worlds are available at the moment, so there's going to be issues. Tony's down, uh-oh. Just when you think they're bringing it back, the Panthers strike hard and fast and get AOs for days.
It's also really unfortunate that they got the revival, but the capture already went to the Panthers. So right now, Panthers should be very good about themselves, having found the perfect counter to the whole place from rivals. It's the most greatest things you can find when something does not work in the first round. And so, you know, when we thought SLCC rivals had everything ready to go with a nice river play, with everything that was working with the BP, now the conundrum has finally been brought into their attention, having no one to really deal with this flyer. It's just a rough one. As look, once again, you know, they dive forward, but the backline completely gone. And the rest of Panthers are free to do whatever they want.
Uh-oh. Ayavamoto coming out there. Hulk Smash online and could jump into the World Breaker. Shiki going to go down. So good. KO's coming out, looking to see if they can get more as well. Jump straight into it. Look at that. They are hunting them down. Uh-oh. They are going to be out of that old form. So not much time left here. Panthers tracking well, tracking in front of this one. The time is trickling, and there it is. Map is done, series done, and the Panthers take it 2-1 on a reverse sweeper.
Yeah, and this is the first time today we had a reverse sweep. So congrats to SPLC Panthers for completing that journey. Although, you know, there was struggles in the beginning, Juno, Overwatch here, definitely the one to beat the MVP. I gotta say, like, doesn't matter what else the Panthers was dealt with. You know, as soon as he was online and available, playing into the Human Torch, he just wreaked havoc. No response left. 18k damage across the board. This man deserves more than the MVP. He deserves the full medal.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there. Juno played super duper well. I was really impressed with how Juno navigated that Human Torch there. And, you know, it goes to show why it's such a high value hero pick into the main stage there. You know, it's one of the most common bans I've seen across a competitive play there. So once you leave that one open, you know, you leave the flames ready to burn away. So really big props to them for taking advantage of that one and really making their mark, making their presence known. But that's going to be our teams taking full control there and really doing all the work that is possible. And what a fantastic last series that was, Amp. I'm really impressed with how the day's gone in general.
Yep. Finally, you know, we have 4 really good games. I think the fourth one was definitely where we saw this really proved to be very efficient. Lots of switches, which is that we are constantly doing in the game like Rivals. But more than anything, it's a beautiful day to be watching some of them for our high school league.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more there, Amp. You know, definitely has been a awesome day of Marvel Rivals. And you know what makes the day even more awesome? It's our sponsors. So big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But, you know, it's getting towards dinner time. There's someone you can count on to help you out, to tame your hunger. Who is it, Amp? It's
Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and ingredients. A plate of Indomie Nigorine will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local or meet.au.
That's it, Amp. Love to see it. Big shout out to our sponsors, AEL AOC and Indomie, there for providing their support through the AEL leagues here. Definitely appreciate them, showing them lots of love for their support through the leagues here. But Yeah, a great first day of term 3 of Marvel Rivals here. Really been great to see what the teams have been capable of. And if you want to check out more AEL action, make sure you check out AU Esports League on Facebook, X, Instagram, you name it. We are going to be on it. There's going to be more games on the horizon heading into our future weeks. But for this one, we'll be back same time, same place next weekend. Make sure you don't miss it. This has been Mattse, Emperor ZK, signing out, and have a great weekend. Catch you later.